Would you work with us in terms of what regulations you think are necessary in your industry?
Absolutely.
Mark Zuckerberg is the multi-billionaire founder and CEO of Facebook, and this week he testified before Congress, assuring lawmakers that his company will play nice with government regulators.
Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Hendricks.
Richard Hendricks from HBO's Silicon Valley is the bumbling CEO of the unfortunately named Pied Piper. His memorable moments include evacuating his bowels, vomiting, and then lunging into a glass wall in front of all of his workers. One is poised when being grilled by Congress. The other can't even deliver a pep talk to his staff without hurling under his desk. But our better hope for the future of the internet is with Richard Hendricks and not Mark Zuckerberg. And here's why.
We need to take a more proactive role and a broader view of our responsibility. It's not enough to just build tools. We need to make sure that they're used for good.
In his testimony, Zuckerberg welcomed regulation and even agreed to help craft it. Mark Zuckerberg is in the same position as the late 19th century railroad tycoons. Contrary to conventional wisdom, these robber barons embraced regulation as a way to raise the barriers to entry for competitors who were eating into their profits and market share. Still sporting a hoodie, Richard Hendricks is at an earlier stage of his career. He's trying to build a new internet in an effort to outmaneuver Hurling, a fictional amalgamation of Google and Facebook.
Hurling is the future.
Even Richard's specific approach to disrupting Facebook is more than just TV fantasy.
We could build a completely decentralized version of our current internet with no firewalls, no tolls, no government regulation, no spying. Information would be totally free in every sense of the word.
Richard represents the next wave of innovation, the competitor who, if Congress and the government stays out of it, will eventually erode Facebook's market share by offering a better product.
When you add more rules that companies need to follow, that's something that a larger company like ours inherently just has the resources to go do, and that might just be harder for a smaller company getting started to be able to comply with.
There's a real movement in the tech world to build a new decentralized web that would give users actual control over their own data and create open platforms that aren't controlled by any single all-powerful CEO. One reason to bet on these real-life projects to decentralize the internet, projects like Blockstack and Ethereum, is that talented engineers are beating down their doors because working at Google and Facebook is lucrative, but it's also soul-killing.
We've been given the opportunity to rewrite the most important thing in human history. And we can build it the way it should have been made all along. You know, not this shitty, addictive parasite that companies like Hurling use to spy on us and exploit us.
As Facebook and Congress start to write new rules for cyberspace, all of us who believe in free expression and permissionless innovation have a real stake in making sure that the future of the internet remains as wide open and uncharted as possible.